Hello everyone, this is Matt from Real World Review, and today I'm going to talk about Scratchgate. Last year I made a video about this with the iPhone 8, 8 Plus, and the iPhone 10, and pretty much there's a little ring that goes around the camera lens that actually causes a lot of damage to other devices. I initially found this out by having two iPhone 10s in my pocket, and it ended up scratching one of the screens. After that, it got me thinking, what other phones have this issue? I've tested a lot of phones, but it only seems to be something that happens on iPhones, not on other phones. So we're going to do a few tests starting with the iPhone 7 Plus, the iPhone 8, the iPhone 8 Plus, the iPhone 10, and the iPhone XS Max. I don't have an iPhone XS, but we're just going to assume it's going to be the same as the iPhone XS Max because they're pretty much the same phone, just one's a little bit smaller. So I have an iPhone 7 Plus screen, a J3 screen, a Moto Max 2 screen, and an iPhone 5, because why not? So we're going to start with the iPhone 5, and what I'm going to do is separate it into a few different areas so we're going to see exactly what phone is scratching what part of the screen. Now that we have this set up, let's start with the iPhone 7 Plus. For all these tests, I'm going to add a little bit of pressure to simulate how it would be like if you had your phone in your pocket or if you had it rubbing against another phone. So now we move on to the iPhone 8. And now to the iPhone 8 Plus. Then to the iPhone 10. And now we go with the XS Max. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use the whole bottom part for the XS Max. As you can see, the Sharpie's all over the screen, so what I'm going to do is clean it up so we can see all the little scratches on there. So as you can see, there's some pretty decent scratches with the XS Max and the iPhone 10, and some very light scratches with the iPhone 8 Plus. Honestly, it's kind of difficult to see the ones from the iPhone 8, and the iPhone 7 Plus are almost not even there. Next, we'll grab a 7 Plus screen and do the same thing, starting with the 7 Plus and moving all the way to the iPhone XS Max. Now we can clean up the screen and I can show you all the scratches. Since it's white, it's a little bit difficult to see, but you can still see some of the scratches. And even in real life, it's almost impossible to see the one from the iPhone 7 Plus, which is surprising. Now we'll get away from iPhones and we'll move on to this Motorola screen. Now let's scratch it up and see what the results are. Again, there's some pretty deep scratches with the iPhone 10 and XS, which is really interesting. Now we'll move on to the Samsung screen, which I think is going to scratch really easily just because it's kind of a mid-range phone. I don't remember what Gorilla Glass they use, but it's probably not anything too crazy. So since it's a little bit difficult to see, what I'm going to do is write on the screens to kind of show you exactly where these major scratches are, where the light scratches are, and where there's no scratches at all, or some extremely small scratches. So for the iPhone 5 screen, the iPhone XS Max and the iPhone 10 made some major scratches, with the iPhone 8 and the iPhone 8 Plus making some very minor scratches, and almost non-existent scratches from the iPhone 7 Plus. On the Samsung screen, it's kind of interesting because the iPhone XS Max and the iPhone 10 are the ones that show major scratches, while the 7 Plus, 8, and 8 Plus don't really show any major scratches. As for the iPhone 7 Plus screen, it looks like the iPhone XS Max and 10 make some major scratches, but interestingly, on the iPhone 8 Plus, it shows some minor scratches, where the iPhone 8 and the iPhone 7 Plus don't really show any scratches. Then on the Motorola, the iPhone XS Max and the iPhone 10 show some major scratches, but the iPhone 7 Plus, 8, and 8 Plus don't really show any major scratches. So before we finish this video, I actually have a Samsung Note 9 that I can test to see if it scratches. So let's try that out. So the Motorola screen seems to be the least scratched. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out a little area for the Note 9 and I'm going to heavily scratch that screen. Or at least I'm going to try to. Alright, so now let's clean this up and we'll see where the scratches are. So I honestly don't see anything. So I'm going to try a little bit harder. Okay, so I don't know, it's kind of hard to tell. There's a few scuffs, but honestly, this isn't going to be something that's going to happen on accident. You know, this is going to be something that's most likely you're going to break your phone before any of this major damage happens. So I would say that the Note 9 is good. So what did we learn today? We learned that Apple does not watch my videos because then they would know that this is a major issue and, well, maybe not major, but I believe it's a major issue and they should definitely be able to fix this, especially when you have other manufacturers that are able to make screens with camera lenses that don't scratch other phones. And that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about. Let me know what you guys think about this video. I know some people will find this video as a kind of complaint, which I understand. I mean, I am kind of complaining, but at the same time, Apple should be able to manufacture a phone that doesn't scratch other devices if you have them in your pocket with them. To me, it seems kind of important, and honestly, I hope that Apple fixes this issue because this is kind of crazy. You don't want your $1,000 phone scratching your friend's phone or your work phone or whatever it may be. If anything, the takeaway from this video is to make sure you just have your phone in your pocket and that's it. Put everything else in other pockets, or make sure maybe to get a case to prevent this from happening. But either way, that's what I wanted to talk about. So let me know in the comment section what you guys think, or on Twitter at MattofRWR. And feel free to follow me on the social media listed above. Also, subscribe to my channel if you want more videos like this or more review videos, and hit that bell button so then you get notified every time I release a video. Thanks for watching.